YouTube? Welcome to Fluffin' the Muffin's top 9 non-mechanical tips for improving at Fortnite right now, or any competitive online game for that matter. Now, I've spent many hours today putting together this list of tips that I personally use to improve every day at Fortnite. Now, I'm not going to do any gift card giveaways or waste your guys' time, so without further ado, let's get right into it. Tip number 1 is breathing. If you are like me and use a stereo headset to game with, you probably don't hear much of what's going on around you. One of those sounds you are missing is the sound of your own breath. Now in real life while we breathe, you can hear the feedback of your inhale and exhale, which is something we use to maintain a consistent rate of breath. But while gaming, you don't, and you almost forget your breathing altogether while playing an immersive game. My first tip on this list is controlling your breathing. Yes, it sounds simple at first, but you might not think you are breathing irregular at all. So to test this, you're going to want to wear your headset and turn up the microphone level moderately, which can be adjusted in the quick menu under Sound and Devices on PS4. And then you're going to want to play a solo game and go Tilted Towers. Try to put yourself in stressful situations, and if you die quickly, just redo this 1 or 2 more times. You're then going to want to record your gameplay by pressing the share button and pressing square to save the video clip. Now watch the clip and listen to your breathing throughout the matches. If you are evenly and consistently breathing, you're golden and you're already controlling your breathing. If you're not, and when I did this, I definitely was not breathing consistently. But if you aren't, this is something that will help your mentality and decision-making ability in-game. Before I started paying attention to my breathing, there would be moments where I would breathe really shallow and really quickly, and then I would stop and hold my breath. But if you're consistently breathing and spacing out your breaths, your brain will be supplied with much more oxygen, and you'll stay more relaxed and possibly control an adrenaline rush you don't want to have until after you've won your fight, as these rushes can impair your judgment for a trade and increase reaction time and jitters. Okay, tip number 2 is to get closer with a chair. When I play single player games and sports games, I like to sit back on my bed or couch and just relax, whether it's Tropico 5 or UFC 3. But when I play competitively online, I need to be sitting up and closer than I would normally sit. So I have a computer chair that I bring out when I want to play Fortnite, Rocket League, or Battlefield. And I have about a 43-inch HD TV in my bedroom. And the end of my bed is about 5 feet away or 1.7 meters away, which is probably what I would recommend minimally as a distance. While when I pull out my chair and I'm sitting about 4 feet or 1.3 meters away, it's perfect. And I occasionally lean in depending on if I'm tracking someone very far away. I was playing Rumble and was consistently hitting 150 meter shots with an assault rifle because I was able to see the small details of far off players. Moving along to tip number 3, using a new controller or fixing an old one. Now, I know not everybody can afford a new controller, but if you are serious about getting better at a competitive game like Fortnite, this is a must. When you use a new controller, your dead zone could be set so low that all your movements are relayed and there's no accidental turns or missed movements. This increases your reaction time and therefore your chances. It also will help you with accuracy as you will adjust better to over and under correction while flicking and tracking your targets. After you get a new controller, you'll also want to adjust your sensitivity. I'd recommend anything above 0.5 and under 0.9 for X and Y axis. Also adjust your dead zone to as low as you can go without any strays. As you use your controller, you'll turn this setting up very slowly until the stray is eliminated. If it's only a button or a trigger that is messed up or broken though, a replacement part is widely available for, most controllers. There's plenty of videos on YouTube showing how to safely open and replace basic parts, and more tech-savvy gamers will be able to also solder new thumbsticks in, but this isn't something I'd recommend to just anybody, only those that have an understanding of electronics and experience soldering. But if you have tools, replacing a trigger could cost you way, way, way under the cost of a new controller. Tip number 4, using blue light blocking glasses. Now this tip isn't for everyone, but if I am planning on playing for an extended period of time, anything over 2 hours generally, I'll wear my pair of yellow lens aviators. I've noticed my eyes don't get strained, and it might just be me, but I don't veg out in a trance after playing a while. I think I paid $8 for mine at a gas station, so you don't have to get a name brand gun or glasses for them to be effective. And know if you do decide to buy these, when you take them off for the first time after a long session, everything will be really blue. It's kind of trippy. The other benefit of these glasses, as they block blue light, it will actually help you fall asleep at a normal time, as blue light is known to keep the brain active. And a healthy sleep cycle is paramount to a healthy mind, and a healthy mind is paramount for growing and gaining mechanical abilities quicker. Over halfway there at number 5, using a stereo headset over a mono. My next tip is game changing if you haven't got a stereo headset. If you're still using a single cup headset and are trying to get into Fortnite, just stop. Go get a pair right now. Why are you gaming like a pilgrim? I promise you that if you pick up a mid-range headset, your abilities will grow twofold. Stereo headsets are necessary for determining bullet shot direction, footsteps in their direction, if someone's gliding down right on top of you, and many more situations when direction of sound could mean life or death. These headsets can also be nice for getting immersed into the virtual world, and some sounds are so good it's scary. I would recommend a headset between $70 and $130 for a decent pair that gives good sound, and anything less you're getting exactly what you paid for. Also, I wouldn't recommend buying unlicensed headsets for the specific console you're using, or headsets that use the 3.5mm jack on your controller, because the chances are the sound is going to be quiet and flat. I will only buy headsets that plug in via USB or dongle, as they produce the highest quality sound on console. I'm currently using an original pair of Sony Golds that are about 5 years old, and even though I have them packing taped together because the folds on both sides have broken, they still produce a solid experience and good directional feedback. The Sony brand headsets are also good because you can adjust the EQ settings yourself, and I actually enjoy doing this to get my sound levels just right for all my frequencies. Number 6. Now this one might be the most important. Don't get mad, bro. You're not the best. Now the point of a video game is to have fun, in my opinion, and if you're not having fun, you're not playing it right. Now I remember a while back where I wasn't playing the game that much, maybe once or twice a week for an hour or so. I'd get on, get wrecked, and just want to get back off. I felt like it was a game that had changed too much for me to enjoy anymore. But in reality, I was only half right. The game had changed, but I hadn't. I was still playing like a good Season or 3 player, and I was trying to play Season 6 exactly the same, and I kept losing. And I would get so mad, I would curse at my TV, I would blame my team, and I'd eventually just get off altogether. This wasn't fun, I wasn't having fun, and I wasn't fun to play with. Once I took a step back and accepted that I wasn't as good as I remembered at this game, it allowed me to start from the ground up and work on my mechanical skills. If you want to get mad less at Fortnite, you need to put time into perfecting your mechanical skills, your reaction time, and accuracy. Once you start working on all these abilities, you'll start to beat more and more people, and when you beat someone, you feel good, and the game becomes fun again. The only problem you'll run into if you continue down this path is winning so much it becomes boring, and you need to start winning ranked matches to feel the same satisfaction. I personally get enjoyment when I execute a perfect flick shot with my shotgun, or laser someone with an AR or deagle from 100 meters plus, and my friends react to the shot with amazement. Or when I wipe a squad and they all watch me to see if I'm good enough to get the dub. Fortnite Battle Royale is definitely a game that is best played at your best. If you're getting frustrated by constantly losing one-on-ones or build battles, it's definitely time to watch some Fortnite streamers. There are countless YouTubers I can think of that have channels revolved around helping the community get better at Fortnite. My all-time favorite is Gronky for learning mechanics methodically, and he is always uploading and commenting about current state of Fortnite patches and improving your game. Just watching good streamers will give you lots of ideas, building tricks and editing tricks that you can practice and incorporate into your game right now. Number 7, taking periodic breaks. If you game a lot, like 4 to 8 hours a day or more, you need to be taking periodic breaks to maintain your mental health. There's a reason why workplaces give breaks roughly every 2 hours of work. If you're gaming all day, you need to take short breaks to stand up, walk around, go outside, get some fresh air, clean your mind, hydrate. Water is so important to maintain a sharp and clear mind and to keep your muscles supple. Proper water hydration is scientifically known to increase awareness and alertness. You don't see any professional that has to perform on a public platform that isn't staying hydrated. I am always drinking water and always have a water bottle by me for those long sessions. I have a lot of friends that go on smoke breaks, and I use this time to walk around my house, make some food, do some light cleaning, anything other than sitting down and playing a game. Number 8. Keeping your hands warm and dry. If you live somewhere cold or where it gets cold for long periods out of the year, another thing to keep in mind is warming your hands. When your hands are cold, the muscles in your hands get stiff and become slow and less precise, which will have drastic effect on your ability to perform on split-second decisions. I have a little space heater by where I game, and I'll position it by me so when I'm using a med pack, waiting at a lobby or loading screen, I can put my hands right in front of it and warm them up so they don't get too cold. On the other side of the spectrum, if you're somewhere hot, you're going to want to manage the heat so your hands don't get too sweaty, either by an AC or fans, but getting sweaty hands before you even start is not a good way to play competitive online games. Either keep a small rag or towel by you to wipe your hands on or your controller on. Keep your hands in front of the fan like the heater, and if you have an AC, don't have it so cold your feet and hands go numb. You're going to want to at like a middle ground temperature where it's not hot but not cold either. Finding this Goldilocks zone will be different for everyone, but it will help you perform more consistently without silly mistakes like over flicking or dropping your controller in the middle of a firefight. Last but not least, number 9, charge your electronics. Now, these last two have been common sense, and everyone knows to charge their controllers and wireless headsets, but I can't tell you how many games I've jumped into and my console failed to tell me that my controller's about to die, and in the middle of a life or death one-on-one, my controller dies. Or my friend is in the middle of engaging an enemy and is calling out a location, and my headset dies. These moments are never great. They cause a lot of stress and are totally avoidable. If you just remember to charge your electronics, I always have one electronic plugged in 24/7, whether it's a controller or my headset. I bought a 6-foot long micro USB cable to make it more convenient to charge my gear while gaming, and I haven't had any issues since. If both my controller and headset are charged, I'm charging my backup controller. Make this a part of your gaming habits and you'll never be killed because your controller died or you couldn't hear the guy coming up behind you again. Now that's all of them, guys. My list of 9 non-mechanic tips that you can do right now to improve your game at Fortnite or any competitive online game. If you like this video, please hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Leave a comment telling me your personal gaming tip that gives you an advantage while playing Fortnite, as I'm always looking for new tips and ideas to implement in my gaming sessions. I spent a lot of time on this video, so if you made it to the end, please let me know in the comments. You guys are rock stars. Thank you. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.